Hey folks, today I'm going to make a short review of the Canon EF 70-200 f4 L USM lens without an image stabilizer. First of all, this is a Canon L lens, one of the luxury series lenses which are well known for their high quality. If you step up from a kit lens or any other EFS lens to this kind of lens, your first impression will be how incredibly solid it feels in the hand. Probably even if you would drop it, there wouldn't be any damage to it, but I wouldn't recommend trying that. Needless to say, this lens has got a metal mount, which is, in comparison to the mounts, the plastic mounts of the EFS lenses, a lot sturdier. If you buy this lens, it will come with a lens hood, which gives this lens an even more impressive look. And of course, with this bag for even more protection of your lens. In comparison with its bigger brothers, it is relatively lightweight with about 700 grams, so it might be even your every-purpose lens, because it is not such a burden to carry around. One of the most stunning things about this lens is the incredibly fast autofocus because of its ultrasonic motor, which allows you even to catch moving objects. Of course, one can adjust manually too. A big advantage of this lens in comparison to cheaper Canon lenses is that you might correct the autofocus without switching the focus button. That means, if the autofocus wasn't 100% accurate, which is very seldom the case, you might adjust it by yourself immediately. As I said, you might change between autofocus mode and manual mode. Furthermore, you have got the possibility to decide between an autofocus range from 1.2 meter to infinity and from 3 meter to infinity. That means if your object is further away than 3 meters from the camera, you should definitely go for the 3 meter to infinity focus, because that way it will even take less time to focus on your object. So we are gonna take a look how this lens performs in different situations. So this is a telezoom lens, with a focal range from 70 to 200 mm. But if you have got a crop camera like the 500D, in reality you have got a focal range from 112 mm to 320 mm, so you might get quite close to your object. But you have always to consider that this lens has got a minimum distance of 1.2 meters, but that isn't really a problem because of its zoom strength. But if you are too close to an object, the camera will not be able to focus on it. That means your picture will be very unsharp. The great thing about this lens is that it doesn't extend while zooming. Despite the fact that this lens hasn't got an image stabilizer, even the handheld photos with a maximum zoom length are sharp. Only if you would like to make videos with this lens, you should probably use a tripod or at least a monopod, because otherwise there is quite a lot camera shaking because of the weight of the gear and the missing IS. But if you use a tripod, you will soon figure out the great image quality in videos of this lens. The zoom rings relatively fluent, so with a little bit practice you might zoom during videos very smoothly. This lens delivers, beside the perfect focusing, a really nice background blur, so a great bokeh, which is visible on this picture. And because of its nice background blur, it might be used as a portrait lens as well, because in that area it delivers stunning pictures. Buying this lens, one has to consider that it isn't an indoor lens or low light monster. With a maximum aperture of f4, it is great outdoor. But indoor you will probably need a flash or maybe another lens with a higher maximum aperture. As you might see on this picture, there is quite much noise on it because of the high ISO. If you want to prevent your image having too much noise in it, you should use a tripod and a longer shutter speed. This lens is my favorite lens for outside and street photography. The incredibly fast autofocus is very important if you want to catch a moving object. Even without image stabilization, it takes great photos, and in combination with a tripod, beautiful videos too. For professional lens it is with about €550 affordable, and in my opinion it is worth every single cent.